Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we have the 1,000-year Bubble Masaki and Isshin rerun banner. We've kind of known about it for a while now, and it was also kind of like a nail in the coffin once we saw that the third slot for the Limit Breaker quest was Isshin, and we also have the Nightmare Guild quest for Masaki dropping today? Later today, yeah, in like 8-hour time, 7-hour time. So it was kind of a dead giveaway that these characters would be rerunning. It's kind of up to you if you want to summon. I'm just going to be going over the banner. I am not doing a single step because obviously I have the characters. But I don't know if I would do a multi even if I didn't have them. But maybe Isshin, but I feel like I guess he doesn't have individuals anymore, but yeah. Maybe for Isshin. Isshin is absolutely insane, but the filler is, you know, it's got Ichibe. Sadly, he's been replacing all of his guild quests, so keep that in mind. It's not like he's like a must-have for guild quests anymore. When he first dropped, he was a very good character for Melee Quincy and Melee Soul Reaper, but at the time, Melee Soul Reaper was already taken by Yachu Unohana, and now Melee Quincy is taken by Isshin. Ironically enough, I was like, who was that? Who's the guy? But yeah, it's this guy. He's the guy. This is the guy. It's the guy. And then we have 1,000-year Bubble Chad, who's still a pretty decent character in Brave Battles, but ever since I've seen Renji in the meta, this guy just does not show up anymore. You just don't see him that much. He's still a good character, but it's like, I don't see him. I'm not gonna lie. I never see this guy in Brave Battles anymore. Unless the guys just don't have Renji, then maybe, but... and then Yuha, unironically, still like one of the strongest. Like, he's been out for 2 years, and I still see him more in Brave Battles than Chad, Speed Sajin, the 1,000-year ago Mind Yamamoto. This guy stands a test of time. Obviously, he needs to be 5'5", but he's still an absolutely insane Brave Battle character if you do get him 5'5". And then we have Tendro, who's a good Link. Nemu, who is a good Link for any character with no status elements. Soifont is still a good Guild Quest character, and then Renji is a good Link. Yeah, so as you can see, there is a pity free anime special choose a 5-star character. I imagine that's just a pity for Masaki or Isshin. I don't think it's the one where you can pick any 1,000-year level character, like on the last end of month banner, the Giselle banner. Where I think at step 50 you could pick any 1,000-year Bubble character up to Isshin. I'm not too sure, but either way, step 1, 6, 11, 16, 21 is 150 orbs, 2, 7, 12, 17, and 22 is 200. The other ones in between are 250, and then every 5 steps is a guaranteed 5-star featured character. There is also the random 1.5% rate, so keep that in mind. You can get 2015 premium fillers, so yeah, it's up to you if you want to summon. Let's go over their kits. Isshin is one of the most insane characters in the entire game. In Guild Quest, you can definitely see that he's gonna be replaced. Like, there's gonna be some Quincy Killer Plus character that's absolutely insane. But in any other form of content, like, he's just insane. Like, he's still insane in Guild Quest, don't get me wrong. But you know how they are. It's gonna be a character that's probably somewhat identical, but you have a killer against all Quincy characters. Or enemies, so that way they have a higher chance of proccing ailments. He only has that against heart attribute enemies. So in IT or anything like that, or like Limit Breaker, he's absolutely ludicrous. But he's a melee Quincy killer with burn and last round and all of his strong attacks. But his soul bomb has a last rate and weakening, which is really nice. He has a berserker value of 50%, debilitator of 5 seconds, devastation of 60%. He has a frenzy of 2, increased status summon chance against heart attribute enemies of 10%. He has marauder, poise, rampage of 2%, which if you don't know what that is, every single time you get a kill, you get an extra 2% damage to all of your. You get an extra 2% damage essentially, going all the way up to 100%. So after 50 kills, it is maxed out. An SP boost of 80%, which is actually 120% because his soul trait is a 40% SP boost. They just don't have it on here for whatever reason. And then they have strong attack recharge minus 12% and weakened defense. And I think his soul trait is just, yeah, havoc 20, sprint of 1, weakened duration minus 100. Just give him full stamina damage and long stride or SP. and he's good to go. He's an absolutely insane character. Only downside, I guess, is his SA1 is a lunge, like 9th anniversary Kenpachi, not the most fun SA1. And then his SA2 isn't like an explosion in a tracking vortex. It's like just a homing vortex or tracking vortex. There's no explosion. It's just a vortex, but no explosion. And then SA3 full screen, obviously. Now going to Masaki. This character I'm just not a fan of. Like I love the character, but the kit is god awful. Masaki has the 40% SP boost as her link. I just realized that they're both 40% SP boost links. And Masaki has an SA1 18% shave, one of the most annoying SA1s in the entire game. Her SA2 is a barrage attack like Tech Bambietta, Iba, Yumachika, and I hate all of it. I'm never summoning for another barrage character again. It's so unfun. SA3 full screen. Her soul bomb doesn't revive, so that's pretty good. She has paralysis on all of her strong attacks, which is good. The increased chance as well against all the Ronkars is really cool. So that basically you're going to always be proccing paralysis on them. I don't know how Nightmare is going to go, but outside of Nightmare and Very Hard Guild Quest, use 9th Anniversary Kenpachi with a punching bag, and he outperformed Masaki. So, yeah, she's a ranged Espada killer. I really wish they gave her a Espada and a Ronkar. That way she would have killer against a Ronkars in the stages. That way she could do more damage to the side enemies. That would help a lot, but of course they didn't. Why would they do that? She has Team Party, Power, Attribute, Quincy, damage to status and unaffected enemies of 40%, Berserker of 60%, damage to paralyzed enemies plus 40%, Debilitator of 5 seconds, Devastation of 60, Frenzy plus 2, Havoc of 20, increased chance against the Ronkars. She has Poise, SP boost of 120% in total, Strong Attack Recharge Time minus 12%. Like, literally, all she's missing versus, like, Isshin is literally the Rampage, because almost everything else is the exact same, except I think he has weakened defense. And then she has this Team Party buff, which I think the Team Party buff is better than just having weakened defense. Like, if you have another Quincy on your team. But it's like, goddamn, not having that. Imagine she had Rampage and a better Strong Attack kit, she would probably be ludicrous, but, you know. Then she has Sharpshooter, Spencer of 1, weakened duration minus 100%. So, yeah. She's fine. I don't know how she's going to do in Nightmare. I don't think we've had her in Nightmare Guild Quest before. I don't know if Kenpachi's going to do better than her. Maybe you need him 5-5 to outperform her. Because she will just be able to keep everything in place and paralyzed. That way your normal attack damage characters can just go to town. We'll have to wait and see. But, yeah. Anyways, Ichibe, he's a very good character. He's just not the best character. He has a glaring flaw, but he is a melee Soul Reaper and Quincy killer. He has strong attack recharge time minus 12% as his soul trait. He has weakening all of his strong attacks, including his soul bomb. His gauge effect, he gets an extra 50% spiritual pressure, and then the gauge effect strong attack recharge minus 30%. I think generally the only thing he's missing is just more damage when he doesn't have his gauge. That's his biggest thing. Yeah, no, I'm thinking of Nini. I was like, no, because he has the good recharge and whatnot. He also gets 100% Berserker, if I'm not mistaken. If you go and check Ichibe and be, oh my goodness, game. Why does it take so long to load the game? Please fix, please. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, his gauge effect, where is bro? Is like 100% Berserker and an extra Frenzy of 1. Yeah, so he only has base Frenzy of 1. He doesn't have an increased status limit chance. I think that's mainly why he doesn't feel the best until you get him to like 2-5. Because all he has is Frenzy 1 and Berserker 50%. Nothing else. Literally nothing. Because he has the gauge stuff, and then he has Bombardment plus 1, Debilitator 5 seconds, Frenzy 1, Gauge Rampage, which just makes you recharge your gauge faster. He has every kill. That's what that is. Havoc at 20%, Marauder, start gauge at plus 70, except in Brave Battles, weaken defense. And then it's just like Havoc and, oh, he has Long Stride, Paralysis Restoration, and Sprinter plus 1. That's what it is. He already had Havoc, yeah. So, he's fine, but he has a pretty big flaw. As for Chad, he's a Brave Battle character. You give him full defense, dodge. He's a booster, but now with Renji in the mix, he kind of cucks him. That's all I really have to say about Chad. Yuha is still absolutely insane. It's crazy how good this unit is. Like, even against Sajin, like, if this guy's max extended and you're not facing him and you don't have a max extended Sajin, bro, he still wins sometimes. It's crazy. He's insane. This guy's never getting fully countered. Because it's like a 50-50 against Sajin. Because he's a heart character, so, you know, he has advantage against Sajin. He doesn't need the boost, especially if nobody has a boost. Like, usually they're just all countering each other, so you never have an actual boost unless maybe you bring like Ikaku or Chad. So it's like Sajin counteracting Yuha's boost usually doesn't even matter because the other team never has a boost either. It's so funny. But yeah, he's still an absolutely insane Brave Battle character. Obviously, I think Max Extended Sajin is better than a Max Extended Yuha, but if you have a very low dupe Sajin like me, this Yuha bullies you. It's like a 50-50. It's crazy. As for Tendro, he's just a link. I honestly thought this was the tech Tendro when I checked the list at the very beginning, and I was like, no way they put tech Tendro in here already. But no, I was wrong. It's speed guy. It's the speed guy. Nemu, yet again, just a link. Very outdated skills. Never gonna use her unless you're a big Nemu fan. Soifun is pretty good. She has a booster. She has the enhanced boost. She has Berserker for whatever reason as a NAD unit. Okay, Caleb. She's mainly for the melee Arrancar guild quest as a booster. She has the really good soul trait as well. Normal attack damage of 20% and full stamina only increase normal attack damage by 20%. And she has some really nice art. Yeah. And then Renji is just a full stam recharge link. Nothing else. All of his skills suck. So, yeah. That is mainly going to do it for the video. Let me know down below if you were going to be summoning. I honestly recommend skipping. I would just say save for end of year. I am skipping practically this entire month of November. I am just going to save. The only way I'm summoning is if maybe it's a range of Spotted Killer Plus, but we are getting Masaki right now, so I don't think they would drop a new one. And because I think it's like the last guild quest that I'm somewhat suffering in. And then a year to Ichi. That's about it. I'm going to be saving for end of year because I went too hard this last month, so I kind of want to save and just chill. But yeah, let me know if you're summoning. Take care, and peace out.